Hello again, everybody. Welcome to USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper. It's time for this week's news and features from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. Well, last week, the focus of the wrestling community certainly was on St. Louis, Missouri, as the Gateway City hosted the NCAA Division I National Championships. A record 112,000 plus people filled the legendary Scott Trade Center over the 3 days of this spectacular. And as millions tuned into the various radio and internet broadcasts or watch on ESPN, it became inevitable. It became true. When it was all said and done, Cael Sanderson's Nittany Lions were crowned as national champions for the second straight year. The Nittany Lions started strong, racking up early bonus points and never really looked back as they crowned 3 individual champions and scored an amazing 143 team points. The team title was locked up Saturday morning before the final round was even held. Frank Molinaro led the way in the finals at 149 pounds. The senior scored an early takedown in the second period and went on to defeat Minnesota freshman Dylan Ness 4-1. Molinaro climbed one step up the podium after finishing second last year.
It hasn't really sunk in yet just because, I didn't picture the match going like that. Ended up in a dogfight. Felt a lot stronger the fourth time I wrestled him. But I put my heart and soul in this thing for 5 years, and I don't care how I got it. 6-5 win, second round. Not my best match out there, but I'm standing at the top of that podium 5 years later.
Well, David Taylor dominated the field at 165 pounds. He was another 2011 NCAA runner-up who turned silver into gold this year. Taylor pinned his first 4 opponents and in the finals capped an unbeaten sophomore season by dismantling Lehigh's Brandon Hatchett with a 22-7 tech fall. Taylor came home with a ton of extra hardware, including the most dominant wrestler award from the NCAA based upon the season's results. For the most falls in the event, Taylor won the Gorarian Award. He was then named by the National Wrestling Coaches Association the Outstanding Wrestler of the NCAA Championships, and deservedly so.
I want to be the best, and we contribute to a team title, and then we get locked up in the finals. It's just to go out for yourself, and my motivation is just to go out and dominate someone. So I go in and practice every day. That's what I've been training my whole life to do.
Well, the talented 174-pound sophomore Ed Ruth became the 3rd Penn State champion. In a battle of undefeated wrestlers, the top-seeded Ruth rolled to a 13-2 major over Stanford's 3rd seed, Nick Amuchastegui. With the win, Ruth avenged a loss to Amuchastegui in the 2011 NCAA quarterfinals.
You go out there, it's an unbelievable feeling, especially when you're out there in the mat, and you just had the title within your grasp. It's amazing. Oh man, just telling me that we're doing the right things in the room. And whatever that we're doing, I'm just going to try and keep the same routine because I really want the same results.
The Nittany Lions also boasted 2 NCAA runners-up in Nico Megaludis and Quentin Wright, and a 3rd-place finish from Dylan Alton. Nittany Lion coach Cael Sanderson talked about his team's dominance.
Well, it's all a process, as a coaching staff, we just try to make progress. We try to make sure our kids are getting better. We try to make sure they have what they need to at least put everything in front of them so they have the choice to be successful. And that's what we're going to keep doing.
Led by a champion, a runner-up, a bronze medalist, and 7 All-Americans, Jay Robinson's Gophers of Minnesota finished strong to take second. Second-ranked sophomore Tony Nelson emerged as the champion at 285 pounds. In the finals, Nelson scored a takedown on a scramble in the closing seconds and added riding time to defeat returning NCAA champ from Lehigh, Zach Ray. The final score for the big men, 4-1. The title returns to Minneapolis.
We got in a good scramble there, and he had my leg. Just knew it was time. Had to score there, couldn't give up that takedown, and I was able to spin around and catch his other leg for 2. So really exciting.
Well, Jay Robb was named Coach of the Year. He was proud of the outstanding effort from his Gophers.
Well, there's some things that we got to do, obviously, to get where we needed to be. We knew what we needed to do for this tournament, and we did. We did well the first day. We kind of stumbled a little bit that Friday morning, and then we came back last night. We just got to be a little bit more consistent, push more guys into the finals, and we can be right there.
Well, the Iowa Hawkeyes took third place overall. Leading the way for Iowa was superstar junior Matt McDonough. He captured his second national title at 125 pounds. McDonough closed the door with a late takedown in riding time as he stopped surprise finalist Nico Megaludis of Penn State by a 4-1 margin. McDonough has been an NCAA finalist all 3 years of his career. He won in 2010 and placed second last year.
It feels just as good as title number one, better. I mean, I don't know. It's a new year. It's a new thing. It's a new challenge. There's new obstacles you have to overcome, and you know, throughout the year, you don't show a lot of emotion because you're not finishing the way you want to finish.
Well, the Hawkeyes had a champion in McDonough, 2 runners-up, a bronze medalist, and 6 All-Americans. Hawkeye assistant Terry Brands gives his perspective.
We got a champion at 125 doing it the way that we know we can do it, and doing it the way that the philosophy of the program and individuals in the past, present, and going on in the future really is attack and do what you can do the best that you can, being able to manifest your skills on the wrestling mat. And you know, I don't know that we did that across the board at all weight classes.
Rob Cole's Cornell went a perfect 3 for 3 in the championship finals to place 4th. The Big Red won a trophy for a 3rd straight year after placing 2nd during the last 2 seasons. Cornell junior Kyle Dake captured his 3rd NCAA title with a 4-1 win over Iowa's Derek St. John in the 157-pound finale. In the first minute of the match, Dake scored a takedown on a leg attack and then rode 2nd-ranked St. John to the rest of the period to take control early. Dake became the first wrestler to win NCAA titles in not 1, not 2, but 3 different weight classes. Dake won an NCAA title at 141 pounds in 2010, and he won it last year at 149 pounds.
It's a pretty good feeling, you know, doing something no one's ever done before. And I don't know, it was a tough match. He went hard just like any Iowa guy would. And he's a pretty good hand fighter. And I think that you got to give him credit for that.
In overtime, at 184 pounds, senior Steve Bozak knocked off returning national champ Quentin Wright of Penn State with the final going 4-2. Bozak shot in on Wright's legs and finished for the match-ending takedown.
You know, we were friends. He's a good kid, but when it comes down to it, I just was focusing on winning national title no matter who it was. And as far as I was concerned, it's a Blake face I was going up against. So.
Cornell's 3rd champion came at 197 pounds when top-seeded Cam Simez outlasted 2nd-ranked Chris Honeycutt of Edinburgh. Now the score there went 7-5. Simez scored a takedown early in the 3rd that proved to be the difference maker.
I'll be the first to say that the plan wasn't good. To go out there and get taken down, do a few escapes, and start losing. Obviously that wasn't the game plan, but the game plan was to go out there, wrestle hard for 7 minutes, hopefully outscore him. You know, that's my game plan every single time. I don't always tech fall guys, but I try.
Coach Rob Cole was very proud. For the first time in program history, Cornell had 3 individual NCAA champs in the same year.
Scored 100-plus points, and we took 4th. Last year we had 90-some points, we took 2nd, and I was crushed. This year I couldn't be happier. So it's really kind of bizarre, you know. I mean, just respectively, we went out winning, and you know, the 3 guys who won, they stuck with the game plan. They didn't always make people happy because they didn't want it. They opened it up sometimes like they wanted them to, but they did what they had to do to win a match.
Well, Michigan senior Kellen Russell captured his 2nd straight national title at 141 pounds. He earned a dramatic 6-4 overtime win over Iowa senior Montel Marion. Russell countered a Marion shot and spun behind for the winning takedown with 37 seconds left in sudden victory. Russell ended his career as a 4-time All-American, a 4-time Big Ten champ, and a 2-time NCAA champion.
You know, I think I wrestled a lot better this whole tournament. You know, keeping the matches not as close. In the finals, it was a little close. You had a pretty good game plan. You had to keep that one leg back, so that's what I was taking him down with at Big Tens. You know, overall, I felt like I, controlled it pretty well. I gave up 1 takedown. Just kind of fell asleep a little bit, but the whole tournament I felt more comfortable, more confident. In my shots and everything, and it's good to be here a couple times before.
He stunned the crowd at the Scott Trade Center. Logan Stieber, Ohio State's 133-pound freshman, broke a 2-2 tie with a late 2nd period takedown to defeat Oklahoma State's returning national champ, Jordan Oliver. The final score, 4-3 Stieber. Stieber won a junior world silver medal in freestyle in 2011, and Oliver was the 2009 junior world bronze medalist.
You know what? I
I wrestled in so many events, you know, a million events, but nothing compares to that. Nothing compares. You know, this is one of the best feelings I've ever had in my life. You know, I was a little bit worried, but I knew I had him high and he wasn't that deep in me, so I really thought, you know, there was no two. I wasn't really too worried. I just kept looking at the clock and waiting. And then I got scared, you know, when the officials meet with each other, you never know what's going to happen.
Rounding out the top 10 teams, Ohio State, Oklahoma State, Illinois, Lehigh, Northwestern, and Oregon State. A new all-session attendance record was set this year with 112,393 total fans bellying their way through the turnstile for the 6 sessions. That broke the previous record of 104,260 set just last year in Philadelphia. Well, the 2013 NCAA championships next head to Des Moines, Iowa, where they are reporting a 30-minute sellout of the released tickets. Wow. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. This is USA Wrestling Weekly.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, with the 2011-2012 college season now in the books, the focus of the wrestling community certainly will be on the Olympic year ahead and the coming U.S. Olympic team trials in Iowa City, April 21st and 22nd. Fans at the NCAA Championships got a glimpse of the Olympic trial stars during USA Wrestling's National Team All-Star Duel Meet. The event was held between sessions on day 1 of the championships at the historic Peabody Opera House. The large crowd in attendance enjoyed the competition. Some were able to take home a souvenir of the event as the match winners tossed T-shirts to the fans after each bout. The event opened in Greco-Roman at 163 pounds. We start there. Exciting young talent, Kendrick Sanders beat Jonathan Drendel in 3 periods. The key to the victory was a spectacular 5-point lift and throw from parterre in the deciding 3rd period that ended the match instantly. The final score, 1-1, 1-3, 5-0.
It's pretty tough. I mean, we both know each other, you know, pretty well, and it makes it even more fun, you know, to wrestle guys, you know, think they got you figured out, and it makes you open up more and do things you normally don't do. So.
Well, next up was an exciting women's freestyle bout featuring Missouri's top college women wrestlers. At 130 pounds, Randy Bells of Missouri Valley College beat Shauna Isbell of Lindenwood University. Bells scored 2 exposure turns using a cradle in the 3rd period for the margin of victory. The final score there, 0-1, 1-0, 6-1.
Yeah. What was the key for you to score those points in that last period?
Patience.
Yeah, you ended up waiting it out, but you were able to lock something up and turn her. Was that kind of a cradle? I mean, is that something you try to do when you can get in those positions?
I only take a cradle if it's there. Otherwise, I don't do cradles.
Well, the event also showcased past NCAA wrestling stars who now compete on the international level. 4 men's freestyle matches were delivered. At 145 pounds, Chase Pammy, a past NCAA runner-up for Cal Poly, scored takedowns in each period to defeat former All-American from Iowa, Joe Johnston. The score, 4-0, 4-0. Johnston is now a coach with 2012 championship host, Missouri.
It was different. Usually you're used to having people around you. But it was a cool feel, something different, and something nice just to get the juices flowing before trials. We're month out right now, and anything to get in front of people and kind of measure where you're at and kind of get that little bit of a wrench in your stomach. It's kind of a good feel. So.
Well, the local fans were excited when former Missouri All-American Nick Marable stopped former Oklahoma All-American Tyler Caldwell, doing so at 163 pounds. Marable scored the winning takedown in the closing seconds of the bout and beat Caldwell 0-2, 1-0, 1-0.
Stay up late trying to get everything situated for the Mizzou team, then waking up at 6:30 in the morning to go help them make weight, wrestle with them, warm them up for their matches, coaching, and then coming straight here and wrestling. I was pretty exhausted.
A 211-pound feature bout followed. Central Michigan's past NCAA runner-up Win Mihalik dominated from his feet, scoring a number of takedowns against former Virginia star Brent Jones. Mihalik scored a win with a 3-0, 6-0 decision.
You know, I was coming over, training with some new guys, and Slay called me last night and said JD wasn't up for it. I don't know what was wrong, but I was here, so head out there and give the fans a little bit of a show.
Well, the final bout featured a pair of heavyweight Olympic redshirt college wrestlers. Central Michigan's Gerard Trice won a first-period clinch and scored a second-period takedown to edge Oregon State's Chad Hankey 1-0, 1-0. Both have done well during their year of Olympic-level focus.
Yeah, it's awesome, you know, because our sport, freestyle, is not really represented that well with collegiate wrestling, you know. So a lot of people aren't aware of freestyle wrestling, international style, and it's pretty fun putting on a show for a crowd today. I was excited to do it, and I was glad to represent the USA team today and pick up the W.
Well, wrestling fans, you can see all of these wrestlers and other international American stars at the Olympic trials set for April 21st and 22nd in Iowa City. So far, over 9,000 all-session tickets have already been sold for the April event. So fans, we encourage you to get your tickets now. Don't wait. As always, for more information, you can check it out online at iowacity-to-london.com. While at the NCAA's, USA Wrestling received important news from the International Wrestling Federation. Fila had announced that USA Wrestling is now the official recognized International Federation for American Folkstyle Wrestling. American Folkstyle is the style of wrestling practice in U.S. schools and colleges. This style has developed over hundreds of years of history in the U.S. Based upon participation and spectator attendance, this style is the most popular throughout the country. American Folkstyle, now recognized by Fila as a traditional wrestling style, now joins a number of other traditional styles practiced in other nations and/or regions with official Fila designation. With this designation, American Folkstyle competitions can be hosted on the international wrestling schedule and open to athletes from all nations. As an official tradition, American Folkstyle can now be included in Fila events featuring many disciplines. USA Wrestling will partner with existing groups to create a Fila World Championship of American Folkstyle Wrestling on the senior level, and ultimately other age groups will follow. USA Wrestling Executive Director Rich Bender talks about the significance of American Folkstyle and of the recognition.
Well, it's significant to USA Wrestling because it gives us an opportunity and a platform to really tell the world about American Folkstyle Wrestling. Obviously, American Folkstyle Wrestling has been the heart and soul of the sport in our country, and I think this designation will give us an opportunity to really take this sport worldwide.
Well, during this year's NCAA's, a special presentation was made on behalf of Fila to Nebraska head coach and longtime USA Wrestling freestyle coach Mark Manning. Fila named Manning its International Freestyle Coach of the Year. Last year, Manning coached Burroughs, Jordan Burroughs that is, to his second NCAA title in Philadelphia. Burroughs then went right into freestyle wrestling, and under Manning's tutelage, Burroughs has won 8 straight freestyle competitions without a loss. With Manning in his corner in Istanbul, Turkey, Burroughs won the 74-kilo gold medal at the 2011 World Championships. As part of the World Team coaching staff, Manning helped Team USA deliver a third-place finish, making the presentation of a trophy, a diploma of honor, and a gold medal from Fila to Manning, where Fila Vice President Stan Dezik, USA Wrestling's President James Ravenak, and USA Wrestling Executive Director Rich Bender, they made their presentation as a group to Manning. Manning talked about receiving the honor in front of his peers.
Well, it's pretty humbling. I mean, it's a pretty neat thing. It's not something you go out and work for. You know, it's just, you got a good athlete. You got a guy like Jordan who really trains hard and, you know, just went out and performed and, you know, did how we trained him.
Well, last week, the United States came home with 3 bronze medals from a very challenging Fila Junior Greco-Roman competition, the Petko Sirikov Ivan Ilyev Junior Open in Varna, Bulgaria. 3-time junior world team member Jesse Thilke took bronze at 132 pounds. He opened with wins over athletes from Croatia and Kazakhstan. His only loss came in the semifinals in a tough 3-period battle against Benim Muradi Booth Isar of Iran. The score there 1-0, 0-4, 0-2. Thilke rebounded with the 1-0-4-0 victory over Kalinov Daniyar of Kazakhstan in the bronze medal match. Thilke is a resident athlete at the U.S. Olympic Training Center. Marcus Finau also won a bronze medal at 211 pounds, defeating Bulgaria's Viktor Tazanov 3-0, 1-0 in the bronze medal match. He started the day with a win over 2 wrestlers from Kazakhstan. Finau's only defeat came against Bulgaria's Ilya Gatsipov. Well, a bronze medal was also added by Parker Betts at 264 pounds. Betts dropped his first bout to the eventual runner-up, Nazari Arman of Iran, 0-1, 0-2. He won his first repechage match over a Romanian opponent. In his bronze medal bout, he defeated Khamatov Almaz of Kazakhstan, 0-2. 4-0, 1-0. Now remember, he's the younger brother of U.S. Open Greco-Roman champion Chaz Betts. All 3 Americans were also medalists at the Austrian Junior Greco-Roman Open, with Thilke and Betts winning golds and Finau winning a silver. Also reaching a medal match was Isaiah Verona, who placed 5th at 121 pounds.
Overall, we did well. You know, we came away with 3 medals, a couple guys placed. You know, they won a few matches here and there. So overall, you know, I like what we did.
Fans, stay tuned. We'll be right back. More USA Wrestling Weekly when we continue.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
Asics has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because you know, I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where Asics is and wants to be as well.
A major international competition will be hosted in Kissimmee, Florida, the Pan American Olympic Qualifying Tournament. Athletes from across North, South, and Central America will come together in the U.S. with coveted positions in the 2012 Olympic Games in London up for grabs. The top 2 place winners in each of the 18 Olympic weight classes will qualify their nation for the 2012 Olympic Games in London, England. The Pan American countries can only enter athletes in weight classes where they have not qualified for the Olympics. Now, the U.S. will have 9 athletes in the field, including 6 in Greco-Roman, 2 in men's freestyle, and 1 in women's freestyle. Team USA has already qualified for the Olympics in 9 weight classes, the most among all Pan American nations. The U.S. lineups include past world champions and Olympians Dramil Byers at 264 pounds in Greco, Clarissa Chana at 105 pounds in women's freestyle. 2005 world bronze medalist Justin Ruiz will compete at 211 pounds in Greco, and 2008 Olympian Spencer Mango is slated for a 121-pound competition in Greco as well. All 9 of the Americans in the field are past U.S. World Team members. You can follow the updates from this important event all weekend long simply by visiting themat.com. Well, for the past 2 weeks, the top athletes from Women's Freestyle Team USA have been in China for an intense training camp. China has become one of the world powers in women's wrestling and has a tremendous amount of depth in its national women's program. This camp was designed to help prepare the U.S. women for the upcoming Olympic team trials in Iowa City, as well as improve U.S. international performance in the future. Among those who are on the tour are top-ranked competitors Helen Maroulis at 121 pounds, Elena Peroskova at 138 pounds, and Ali Bernard at 158. National women's coach Terry Steiner explains why this camp is so important.
Well, I think, the national team people, the athletes that are around here training, number one, they really don't want to wrestle each other a lot right now, because, in 4 weeks is probably one of the biggest tournaments of their life. So they're trying almost to avoid each other at times. So we needed just different training partners for a while. But then also, China just is a great competitor of ours.
Forza, the official and exclusive nutritional corporate partner of USA Wrestling, has announced the contest winner of 2 free VIP tickets to the 2012 U.S. Olympic Wrestling Trials in Iowa City in April. Three-time world champion, Olympic athlete, Olympic coach Lee Kemp is an owner of Forza and announced the prize winner. Amy McCreary of Gordon, Wisconsin beat out over 350 others who registered for the contest. McCreary will be sending her parents, Bonnie and Bill McCreary, to the event. Bill McCreary is a Wisconsin Wrestling Coaches Hall of Fame member and placed third at the 1964 U.S. Olympic team trials. Congratulations to the McCreary family. We look forward to seeing them in the stands at the Olympic trials next month. Folks, we appreciate you watching. For all of us at USA Wrestling Weekly, good night.